2.9 Kaff Country. Good Wednesday morning, Jenny here, and it's been no end to the visitors and guests in the studio this morning. I just love it. I love having company. I would have made a cake if I was a baker, Pastor Jim. Good morning, Pastor Jim Dorman of Christ Church of Flagstaff. How are you?
Good, Jenny. How are you this morning?
I'm happy to have you here, but I should have had a bunt. I'm
That's
sorry.
all
right, next time, a bunt. But we love having you in the studio. Last week, I talked to Garrett, right? It was
Right.
Garrett. Yeah, and he came and shared about this series you're doing over at Christ Church of Flagstaff, which I just think is brilliant because whether we're coming and going from your church or not, we need to know this message that's kind of, it carries through all of the sermons, right? And it's a service message.
Right.
Community service. So first, recap what last week's was. By the way, why weren't you around to deliver last week's message at church, Pastor
Last week
Jim?
I just got back from Israel. I'd been there for 10 days.
You were just over there in Israel.
And I'm still recovering from the jet lag.
What did you do there?
We traveled around and visited about 20 spots.
Wonderful.
Went through 2,000 pictures.
Oh, my word. I
Cut
would
them
too.
down to 1,000.
Don't you do that, though, when you know you may never set foot here again?
That was my
have
goal.
To capture it. Good
Tried to
for
capture
you.
everything I could.
Oh, did you share those? Are you sharing those at church a little bit? Or?
A little bit with our neighborhood group. And
People love vacation
staffers
photos.
looking at it. Yeah, the last thing our people want is probably me to sit down and say, here's 1,000 pictures. Let's
Yeah.
go through them one by one.
You might want to thin that out a little bit for that purpose.
That's right.
Well, good. So that you had a decent excuse for not teaching last week, but just kind of recap what that message was for everybody if they missed it or if they missed Garrett in here last week.
Well, the overall theme that we're doing in November and December is that Christmas and the holiday season kind of represents the gifts that God's given to us. And then we also wanted to take that time and say, having become recipients of those gifts, how do we give those gifts to others? And that's where we've been looking at different things, and we've taken different topics that our church is involved in. Mm-hmm. Been working with community partners and national and international partners and finding things that would be helpful to them and would hopefully, if we could work together, help accomplish some of the goals that they're having at the holiday season.
Right, which it just becomes, it all kind of funnels into this time of year, even though these are needs year-round, and we also emphasize that, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're year-round needs. There's about 4 areas when we are working in with partners outside that we don't want anyone to ever freeze to death.
No.
We don't want anyone to go hungry. We
No
want
brainer.
every child to have a good opportunity for education.
Yes.
And that every child have a opportunity to grow up in a loving home. So those are 4 areas that we build partnerships with.
Good.
And then find ways to invest in them.
And last week, Garrett and I talked about the gift of warmth and shelter.
Right.
Basic needs. This should not be a luxury. This is a basic need, and everyone should have that. And then this week, you have a different emphasis.
Yeah, we're talking on generosity, just on one of the attributes that God wants to develop within us and exhibited was, in the old King James, was loving kindness. Okay. Taking the emotion, put it into action.
Good.
And so that's what we're talking to our people about. How to strengthen that muscle.
Hey, if there's one thing I know about my Kaff Country listeners, they've got the emotion. Let's give them some ideas for action.
Yeah, so some
and
of
they're
the
good
things,
at that too. But yeah,
some of the things we're doing, we're working with Salvation Army, Sunshine Rescue Mission, and the Sunshine Ministries, doing food drives. Our goal is to come in and say, as you go through the peak season, you know, what is it that you have in need that you don't normally have on your month to month? And so there's food boxes that they'll be doing at Thanksgiving and also at Christmas. We at first thought we were maybe going to have a turkey shortage, but it looks like that's going to be all right.
Good. Hey, we have no shortage of turkeys around here in this building, I'll tell you right now. And one of them absconded with my coffee cup yesterday. But we won't go there right now.
Shame on them.
Anyway, we're talking frozen turkeys or, the bird that goes in the oven for Thanksgiving.
Right, and then we're working with them to make sure that all the other accessories are there.
We need potatoes, we need stuffing and gravy and green beans and everything else.
And you can contact our partners and see specifically what they could do. Other people that we're asking to do is to find ways to go and invest in how to fill the boxes, do the work, volunteer time.
Perfect.
And there may be, the boxes may be taken care of, but there may be other opportunities with those partners. The other thing we're doing is on December 7th, we're going to take all the spots for the Salvation Army and ring the bell.
Oh, your group is doing that.
Our whole group is doing that.
And we had Lieutenant Ryan in here yesterday talking about how any group can do that. Like here at Kaff, we could get a group of people together and sponsor the kettles for a day or whatever it is.
Yeah, the kettles for a day. If you do all the kettles in the city, it takes about 200 people.
Oh my word! I had no idea.
That's our adventure.
Wow.
And
okay, there is a need.
Yeah,
there is a need. Okay.
That frees them, and that's also going to be a day that they're doing their toy drive at the mall. At the mall.
Yes.
And
Center Court.
Center Court, and doing that. We also work with Angel Tree, which is a group that the Salvation Army has an Angel Tree. We work with also Prison Fellowship, and these are children that live in northern Arizona. We've identified 58 families that they'll get a Christmas gift and clothing.
Wonderful.
And trying to invest that way. Working with the shelter in town, Sunshine Ministries, Salvation Army, to make sure no one gets cold. So we're doing coats. We're going to be sharing that with a lot of partners in the city, and I think you're going to have a big announcement here on Friday.
Yes.
And so I'll let you. I won't steal any more thunder.
Okay, fine. Even though it was your concept,
no,
we're gonna launch something neat on Friday, and I want everybody to be listening and prepared to participate, and it will give you joy to participate.
That's right. But in addition, we're looking at how to clothe and gloves and socks and
because it's already cold out. Did you see snow this morning? It's on the car right now.
It's cold. I went to Los Angeles and worked with an inner city ministry one time, and we were there in October in L.A., and they had us lay down on the parking lot, and after 10 minutes I had to get up, and that was in L.A.
Isn't that horrible? That's
so if you ever want to find out
bed.
what it's like to be in Flagstaff and not freeze, then just go out
Try
next
it.
couple of nights, about 9 o'clock, lay down on the asphalt and see how long you can stay warm. And it doesn't take long to get cold.
Yeah, you don't want to know, and you don't want anybody else to have to know that either. I wouldn't want my child going out in the cold without a coat, and so I really don't want anybody else's child to do that either. And everybody is somebody's child.
Everybody is somebody's child, is right.
Yes. Okay, thank you for doing all of this and helping us rally around and get these groups together so that we can get the most for our efforts.
I hope so, and Flagstaff is just a wonderful community, and I know that generosity is just going to flow.
Yes. Okay, so and that's the message this weekend at Christ Church of Flagstaff. You want to tell everybody if they want to attend the service, the lesson, when we can go?
You can go Saturday at 5:30, Sunday at 8:30, 10, and 11:30.
11:30.
Those that sleep in, come see us.
You could make pancakes before you even go.
That's right.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Jim Dorman of Christ Church of Flagstaff. Let's have you back in here soon, too, when we get this going, okay?
I look forward to it, Jenny.
Thank you. Thank you.